Welcome back to the Wow Within. I'm Jen Potter, your host, where we tell amazing stories about people who have gone through amazing journeys to get to where they are today. Today, I'm joined by a good friend, Tamika Jones, who is a life coach and is here to talk more about her inspirational story. Thank you so much for being here today, Tamika.
Thank you for having me, Jen. So excited. Thank you.
Absolutely. And you know how much I adore you. And I would love for you to tell our audience a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Hello, everyone. I am Tamika Jones, and I am a life coach. I am originally from Tampa, Florida, but grew up in South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And I spent 23 years in the Air Force. And I recently retired back in 2022. And that's where the magic happened after retirement. I started my journey, my own personal journey, self-love, and just kept going ever since. So I am a life coach. I'm also an author. I'm a mother. I'm a nurse. And also I am a apparel brand owner. So I do have my own apparel. All women empowerment. All things women empowerment.
And those are all of the reasons why I adore you so much because we are so similar in, you know, taking over the world. And, when I first met you and you started telling me about all the things that you did and, really embracing women empowerment, and it really hit home for me.
Yes.
And everything that you do is so inspirational and so empowering. And, having you back here, we started talking about some of the problems that are facing many people in our audience are facing about imperfections, unworthiness, and they feel that they're not good enough, right? And I think that's why we took on this role as really trying to empower women. And so how did you embrace your own flaws to lead to this impersonal empowerment?
Good question. So one of my flaws that I it's not a flaw anymore. It's my superpower, but it's my birthmark, Jen. I struggled for so long hiding behind this birthmark of mine. It's a darker pigmentation that covers my neck, my back, my arm, and my chest. And all my life, I just hid from it. I didn't wear tank tops, swimsuits, none of those things, right? But once I stopped hiding from that flaw, I started owning who I am, and that makes me me. I was able to walk in my purpose and passion in life. I was able to step outside of Tamika, right? And it was a form of liberation, right? To know that I don't have to hide anymore. My flaws are what makes me me, right? There's only one Tamika in this whole universe. So that helped me to say, okay, this is me. God made me who I am, and I'm going to step in it, boldly step in it, and take a step and continue to step. So that's one of my flaws that I overcame, or not even overcame, but just turned it into my superpower. That's yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I love how you look at it as a superpower, and I do something very similar. But when we're in that place where we feel that, we're going to be judged, what are people thinking of me? And it's so hard for us to get out, right? Like we're so stuck in our own heads because that's something that it takes over your entire body. You have a birthmark that's there. That's absolutely beautiful. That makes you uniquely you. But when we're stuck in that place, it's really hard for us to see the other side. But you clearly turned it into a superpower.
Yeah.
And if there were some words of inspiration or steps that other people could take to get to the other side, how would you guide them?
So just to go back a little bit about the birthmark. So I think the insecurities and all the things came from me, my childhood, being called Blackie or leprosy girl, so those things kind of played in the back of my mind as well as to why I didn't, And also my mom, right? She, every second and every moment, she would say, hey, you're going to put a jacket on to cover up. Not because she was embarrassed, but because she was so worried about society's harsh judgment. But, so she tried to protect me. But in the end, I thought, and what I heard was, you're not worthy enough. You're not beautiful enough, right? So the steps someone can take to start seeing their imperfections, because they're not imperfections. Who's to say you're perfect or you're not perfect? No one, right? But yourself, right? And even that is a lie, right? So just shift the narrative. You got to start telling your story. And that story needs to say, or it needs to start with, I'm not broken. I am becoming. I'm a becoming woman. I'm not broken. Right?
I love that. I really, really do love that. And taking those steps. Now, is this something that you would suggest we do daily, like a daily affirmation? When you're feeling, or you were in your place, what was it that you did to get to that other side?
So for this in particular flaw, or for anything, or my self-love journey that I've gone on after the military, I actually hired a life coach. And for me, is having a life coach and a therapist is super dope, right? Because the therapist, right, help you unpack the shit, right? And then your life coach walks with you through it, help you throw it in the trash, get rid of it, and then walk past that trash can like a boss. So I had both, but it was a life coach that helped me, walk with me, held my hand through my journey. And I journaled, I meditations. I'm the affirmation queen. All those things is helped me to become the best version of myself, right? To help women, and that's what it's about, right?
Oh, absolutely. And I love that you did say therapist and life coach, because those are two things that I am so big on, because you can have one, and I think having one is a step in the right direction. But when you have two to both work on your past and your future, and like you said, someone to hold your hand, I feel that for me personally, things started getting clearer, and my visions became clearer, my intentions became clearer, and I felt like I could really own my power, because I was really taking the steps to dig deep and work on me.
Yes.
And everybody's journey is so different, right? Some people may not believe in that, but I think everybody should have a life coach and a therapist. Everybody.
Yes, super
And that's why
dope.
you do what you do, right? Like, because your job is to empower and motivate people, and that's what keeps me going. It gives me the energy that I personally need. And I think so many people, everybody should have someone like yourself to just be a cheerleader for them. I'm always so
Absolutely.
inspired every time I talk to you. Like, every time I listen to you talk, I'm like, ooh, tell me more. Because it's the energy that you create, right? Like we said it before, even when we were off air, like my dog could hear you talking and she was like, ooh, who's that? And could feel your energy. And I just
Yes.
absolutely love it. And
Yes.
so when we were talking previously too, we also you also mentioned in a previous conversation, and we did talk about this, about a flaws method to help women transform their self-perception. Tell me a little bit about this flaws method.
Oh, so my flaws method. I came up with this method when I was going through my own journey, right? And basically, the flaws method is for women who want to take the next step in life, right? And each letter is an acronym. And let me break it down for you. The F, face your fears. The L, love yourself first. The A, accept and approve of yourself. And then the W, work on your struggles. And then the S is step into your purpose. So let's go with the F, right? Face your fears. You can't conquer what you want, what you don't or won't confront, right? So many times in life, we go through things. And for me, as I told you before, it was speaking. I was so afraid to speak. I'm still nervous, but hey, I'm here. I'm doing it. This is me. And however it comes out, it's going to come out. But I'm doing it, and I'm doing it scared, right? So you have to confront that fear face on. But guess what? Because guess what? The more you confront it head on, the Okay. So we have to face that fear, whatever it is for you, face it head on and face it scared, but just face it, right? L, love yourself first. You are your first priority. If you don't make yourself a priority, guess what? No one will. And I had to, yes, I had to step back and say no. And just, sometimes even with the boundaries, setting healthy boundaries, and just say no. No is a complete sentence, everyone. Write that down. No is a complete sentence. You don't need any
I love
justifications.
that. I'm writing that down.
You don't need anything else. No is a complete sentence. Right. So the A, really quick, accept and approve yourself. Embrace who you are, flaws and alls. That was a game changer for me. So once I stopped hiding behind my alopecia, once I stopped hiding behind my birthmark, some things that I couldn't change or control, that's when I began to see and experience the true, authentic Tamika. Right. That was so buried deep down inside that I didn't know who she was. As a young girl, I was broken. I joined the military. I was so conformed, right, to the mission, to the purpose and all the things. So I had to wear another mask, right? So after I separated the military, I'm like, oh my God, who am I? I don't even know who I am, and it was scary for me, right? Because I didn't know. So just taking that leap of faith and discovering Tamika was the best thing I could have ever done for myself and for my 8-year-old daughter.
Oh,
So W, work on your struggles. Growth comes when you do the inner work. And we both have done the inner work, right? And we both
absolutely.
have. So work on your struggles. S, step into your purpose and like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom, you're flawless. Right? Stepping into your purpose. That's when I found my purpose in life. It's so funny because when I was in the military, I had several jobs. I came in as logistics. I cross-trained from that, and I went into personnel, human resources, cross-trained from that and became a nurse. And it's like, what do I want in life? But when you find your purpose, that liberation, that freedom, that just you light up because you know it, right? You feel it. Every day when you get up, you're saying, okay, who can I empower, or who can I help today, right? And you feel good about it. A lot of times we go to these jobs, dead end jobs that we just dread to go to every day. And it just, draining. It drains our energy. It just drains us in every aspect of our lives. But when we're walking in our purpose and we enjoy doing it, that's life. That's living. That's living.
I love that so much. And I say this sincerely, every time I talk to you, you are a light. Like, you just shine so bright and your energy is just there. And anyone around you knows that you found your purpose and that you're living your purpose, and you are living proof that you're going to go through things, but when you continue to work on yourself and do the work, love yourself and find your purpose, it's so much greater than yourself. Because in hindsight, when you're starting to live that purpose, you look back and you're like, how did I not see that? But you wouldn't be where you are if you didn't go through that journey, right? Because you wouldn't be able to help other people who are going on that journey themselves. And, when we come back from break, we're going to talk about transitioning from the military to civilian life, because that was a big transition for you, but and also helping others through their challenges so they can do something similar. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.